Hey there, everybody. It's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. So, as always, you can do any movement you want, but it's maybe never been a better day to actually plank because last night or yesterday, the Army came out with their new testing standards and a forearm plank is on there. So, I don't know, maybe a plank? Anyway, any movement will do. But let's get the clock on and start our little plank story. Here we go. So years ago, Matt and I went to Peru, and one of the things we wanted to do was go take a plane up. It's a small, like 12-person passenger plane, and you go see the Nazca lines. But the plane, it flies like a half an hour out, and then when it gets to the Nazca lines, it turns so people on this side can see out the windows, and then it turns like this. And online, and anyone I know who had done it said, don't do it, you're so motion sick you can't enjoy the flight. But I'm not prone to motion sickness, so I wasn't worried. I was just scared I was going to be scared of this flight going like this. And Matt is very prone to motion sickness, but he's also really good at controlling it because he experiences it so much that he was just like, I'm suffering every time I get on a plane or on a boat or in a car. So like, I'm just used to this. It's not going to stop me was kind of his thought. And so like leading up to it, I'm just nervous. I'm going to be scared. And we get on the flight and we do the one turn and it's not scary at all. And the next turn, not scary. So now I've seen one Nazca line. And on the third turn, I go, whew, wow, it's really hot in here. Now, since I'm not prone to motion sickness, I don't know that that's like a feeling that can come over you. But Matt looks at me with very knowing eyes. And I like suddenly am drenched in sweat, like a lot, like almost like I've jumped in a pool. And I'm like futzing with the temperature. And then very quickly, it's just building. It's getting worse. And it's not quite like I feel like I'm gonna vomit. I truly feel like my innards are unraveling and they're just gonna spew out both ends. And so I get very focused and I grip those armrests and I just stare straight ahead and focus on keeping every orifice of my body shut for the rest of the ride. The man in front of me, he loses a little bit of control. He starts throwing up and my focus just gets deeper because now I'm working through a lot. I didn't see another Nazca line. And when we land, by the way, there's no bathroom on this plane. It's so small. So like, you're screwed depending on what's going to happen to you. So we land, the pilot gets off first and he looks at me and says, oh, it looks like you need some alcohol. And I think the last thing I need is alcohol. I can't imagine like putting anything into my body right now. Nothing seems pleasing. And he comes back with some rubbing alcohol, which he indicated like if I sniffed the rubbing alcohol would help relieve my symptoms. It didn't, even a little bit, only time relieved them. But anyway, I guess everyone was right. I saw one Nazca line from the air. That was it. It was cool. And then I saw the pictures Matt took because he's much better at handling motion sickness. Also, as an aside, I've known people with motion sickness, so I've never doubted that it's real. But before we got on the plane, a Peruvian man said, oh, motion sickness is just in people's heads anyway. It's not real. Not true. With that, that was a 3-minute plank, which is the high end of what the Army requires. So if you made it, you done good. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and keep moving.